The judges are here, and it's like we never left. Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, they're even wearing the same clothes. All I wanted to do was tell him how he makes me feel. Well, why don't you sing him a song? Mouse told me that you've been dating a lot. Yeah, I have a girlfriend. Darci Lynne, the young ventriloquist who charmed millions on America's Got Talent, has made a shocking move by filing a police report against one of the show's judges. Known for her endearing puppetry and powerful voice, no one expected her story to take such a dark turn. What could have led to this decision? Tune in as the real story behind this surprising twist finally comes to light, exposing secrets no one saw coming, an unexpected call for justice. Darci Lynne, the talented young ventriloquist who captured America's attention on America's Got Talent, is back in the news, but this time it's not because of her performances. Recently, she filed a police report involving one of the show's judges, a move that surprised many of her fans. Her journey on the 12 seasons of the show was unforgettable. She was only 12 years old when she won, leaving an impact that still resonates with fans today. But a dark secret lurked behind her victory, one that could change everything. Growing up in Oklahoma, she had a typical family life with her parents and her 3 brothers, Nick, Dalton, and Nate. She went to Deer Creek Middle School in Edmond, Oklahoma. Unlike what many would think of a performer, she was actually quite shy as a child. It's hard to imagine her being shy, especially when we think of her bold and lively performances. Her path to the public eye didn't begin with ventriloquism either. She actually started with gymnastics and would sing Broadway songs at beauty pageants. Her talent in pageants was clear, often taking first place. By the age of 8, she was competing at the state and national levels. Her journey into ventriloquism started in a surprising way. At a pageant, she watched a ventriloquist perform, and something clicked for her. She thought maybe the skill could help her overcome her shyness. Although her mom had hopes for her to focus on singing and worried about her already busy schedule, Darci felt determined. On her 10th birthday, her parents gave her a ventriloquist puppet. From then on, she practiced tirelessly, learning to speak without moving her lips. Soon, she could even yodel while keeping her mouth perfectly still, a skill every ventriloquist master needs. Her hard work paid off quickly. Darci entered a local talent show in Edmond and won first place. This win caught the attention of a professional ventriloquist named Gary Owen, who saw her talent and decided to mentor her. Gary's guidance gave Darci the confidence and skills to continue winning more shows, eventually landing her first appearance on national television with Little Big Shots, hosted by Steve Harvey. This was just the beginning. Darci became the first child performing at the evening show at the International Ventriloquist Convention, a huge accomplishment in the world of ventriloquism. Encouraged by her newfound confidence, Darci decided to try out for America's Got Talent in Austin, Texas. When she took the stage, she wasn't the shy little girl from years before. With her rabbit puppet Petunia, she performed Summertime by George Gershwin, leaving the audience and judges in awe. Mel B was so impressed that she hit the golden buzzer, sending Darci straight to the quarterfinals. Her audition became the most watched in the show's history, reaching over 105 million views on Facebook within a day. As the competition continued, Lynne wowed everyone with each performance. One memorable moment was when she performed Who's Loving You with her mouse puppet Oscar. Later, she sang With a Little Help from My Friends, this time using both Petunia and Oscar. Each performance made her a stronger favorite with both the audience and the judges. Her talent and humor connected with millions, and her confidence only grew. Winning America's Got Talent was a life-changing moment for Darci. While her public appearances have become less frequent recently, this isn't unusual for young stars who need time to reflect on their careers. Whatever her future holds, her skills and accomplishments have set her on a promising path. Winning the Golden Buzzer wasn't just a single victory, it showed that she had a special gift. On the night of the finale, Darci's mix of comedy, emotion, and skill captured everyone's attention. Even Judge Simon Cowell was confident she would win. When Tyra Banks, the host, announced that she received a massive 52 million votes, Darci's place in the top 5 was secured, leading her to ultimately win the entire competition. She performed with Terry Fata, a famous ventriloquist and former show winner. Despite a small slip-up, she recovered smoothly, showing her professionalism and dedication. Her win marked her as the 3rd ventriloquist, 3rd female, and 3rd child to win America's Got Talent, making her a memorable part of the show's history. The season that followed saw a viewership increase of 14%, likely due to Darci's unforgettable performances. Her audition video alone gathered over 2 billion views on various platforms, cementing her status as an internet sensation. In her hometown of Edmond, her achievements were celebrated with a museum exhibit that showcased her outfits, puppets, and promotional items. She also showed her generosity by donating part of her winnings to her church and bought her mom a dishwasher, fulfilling a small but heartfelt wish. She even got herself a pug, which she had wanted for a long time. Even with all her fame, Darci worked to keep her life balanced. She often described herself as living a real-life Hannah Montana situation, balancing her public career with her private life as a regular teenager. She attended public school until her career demands made it necessary to switch to homeschooling. This choice allowed her to manage her growing responsibilities while still keeping up with her schoolwork. As her career grew, Lynne appeared on shows like The Ellen DeGeneres Show and its special events, including Jeff Dunham's Halloween special. She performed alongside Terry Fator again, showing her lasting appeal and talent. Instead of pursuing a long-term Las Vegas show, she chose to go on a national tour, Darci Lynne and Friends Live. Initially set for just 5 shows, the tour expanded to 52 due to the high demand from fans eager to see her live. During this tour, she also performed with Pentatonix on a holiday show, adding a fun twist to "Oh Christmas Tree" that delighted audiences. This performance was part of her holiday special, Darci Lynne, My Hometown Christmas, where she performed with artists like Toby Keith and Lindsey Sterling. The show combined her love of music with a holiday spirit, creating a festive experience for fans. After her America's Got Talent win, Darci explored other creative opportunities, including appearing on her own specials and expressing interest in singing, music, and acting. She was even a panelist on Nickelodeon's Unfiltered and returned to AGT, The Champions, where she finished as a runner-up. Her journey from a shy girl to a confident and adaptable performer is inspiring and shows her impressive growth and resilience. Looking to the future, she is excited to continue with ventriloquism while also exploring acting and songwriting. Her nearly 5 million TikTok followers offer a glimpse into her life, mixing ordinary teenage experiences with her extraordinary talents. Whether she's performing new songs, acting, or sharing her life with fans, Darci's journey is one of dedication and transformation. After Darci Lynne's surprising journey, Susan Boyle's path shows how fame brought its own choices and challenges. Fame, fortune, and absolute silence. Susan Boyle's path to fame came as a surprise to everyone, including herself, when she first stepped onto the stage of Britain's Got Talent with a voice that amazed people across the world. Susan quickly gained worldwide fans. Her performance on the show led her to other big stages, including America's Got Talent, The Champions, and eventually earned her a fortune of more than $45 million. Despite her success, Susan made the choice to step away from the spotlight and live a quieter life. This decision left people wondering why she chose to give up such a bright career. Susan was born on April 1, 1961, in Blackburn, Scotland, and was the youngest of 11 children. Her father, Patrick Boyle, was a miner who loved singing, and her mother, Bridget Boyle, worked as a shorthand typist. Susan grew up in a small, simple home in West Lothian, Scotland, where she still lives today. Though her family didn't have much, they shared a close bond and surrounded Susan with warmth and support. Music became a comforting part of Susan's life from a young age, especially during her difficult school years. In school, she often felt left out and struggled with her studies, which made her feel different from other children. Singing in her church choir and performing in local talent contests became her way to express herself. Her mother always encouraged her talent and dreamed of seeing her sing on a bigger stage. In 2008, a year after her mother's passing, Susan gathered her courage and auditioned for Britain's Got Talent in Glasgow, following her mother's wish. When Susan performed I Dreamed a Dream from Les Miserables, the audience and judges were stunned. She received a standing ovation that marked a major turning point in her life. Her performance challenged people's expectations, as many had judged her for her appearance and quiet nature. The performance quickly went viral, with celebrities like Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher sharing their admiration. Her video became one of the most watched on YouTube at the time, and Susan became an international sensation. Even though Susan didn't win the show, her career took off immediately. She joined a national tour and soon started working on her first album. Her debut album broke records as the fastest-selling album by a female artist worldwide, selling over 2 million copies in the first week. Susan's journey was not easy, though. Born the youngest in a large family, her birth was difficult and she was deprived of oxygen for a brief period, which led to learning challenges. School was tough for her. She was often bullied, not just by her peers but also by some teachers. They were harsh and sometimes even unkind, which made her feel isolated and misunderstood. Her performance on Britain's Got Talent was more than just a beautiful song. It felt like a response to everyone who doubted her abilities. In 2011, Susan shared that she also dealt with epilepsy as a child. Her teachers and family didn't fully understand her condition, making her school years even harder. For many years, she lived with an undiagnosed learning disorder, which added to her struggles. Singing was Susan's escape from these challenges, and it gave her a sense of joy and purpose. After her mother's passing, Susan felt a strong push to follow her dreams, seeing it as a tribute to the person who believed in her from the beginning. Her audition wasn't just a step toward fame, it was a way of honoring her mother's dream for her. As her siblings grew up and moved away, and after her father's passing, Susan stayed home to care for her mother. Her life was simple and focused on family. Even after she achieved fame and wealth, she chose to continue living in her childhood home, choosing familiarity over the glitter of celebrity life. Susan's commitment to her community also remained strong. She was actively involved in her church and often helped elderly members in her neighborhood. Her humble and kind nature became clear to everyone as she continued to live quietly, staying true to her values even as her fame grew. Health challenges also shaped Susan's choices. In 2013, she was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, which added new challenges to her life. She managed her health with strength, just as she approached her music career. Her quiet withdrawal from the public eye was partly to focus on her health, and partly to live by the values she cherished. In 2014, Susan surprised fans by revealing that she was in a relationship, something she had rarely spoken about before then. In 2022, Susan suffered a minor stroke, bringing her back into the public discussion as fans became concerned for her well-being. This health scare reminded people of the difficulties she faced and why she chose to lead a simpler, quieter life. Susan Boyle's journey from her humble beginnings to global fame and then back to a quieter life shows her incredible resilience and strength. Her choice to step away from fame wasn't just about wanting peace. It was about staying true to herself and taking care of her health. While Susan Boyle stepped back, Jonathan Antoine's story shows how facing personal struggles shaped his path. The voice that vanished, going from a shy teenager to instantly becoming a star on Britain's Got Talent, Jonathan Antoine has touched countless hearts. His powerful voice, which seamlessly transitioned from soft notes to breathtaking highs, made him unforgettable. However, as his fame grew, Jonathan retreated from the spotlight, leaving fans and media alike wondering why. Was it personal issues or behind-the-scenes troubles that made him disappear? Born on January 13, 1995, in Goodmayes, Essex, Jonathan grew up in a loving family. His father was a police inspector, and his mother stayed home to care for him and his older sister. From a young age, Jonathan showed a creative side and a gentle nature. His family saw his talent early on, recognizing that he had a special gift for music and academics. Jonathan's musical journey began when he was 11 years old at West Hatch High School in Chigwell. By the time he was 14, it was clear he had an exceptional voice. His talent caught the attention of top music schools in London, and he received offers from all 4 major music conservatories. He chose to attend the Royal Academy of Music, a prestigious institution. His school music teacher, Miss Brown, encouraged him to try concert singing, helping him break out of his shell and gain confidence. Then came his big break at 17. The singer auditioned for Britain's Got Talent and quickly became a fan favorite, eventually finishing as a runner-up. This experience opened many doors for him, including topping the Classical Artist Album chart and performing with famous artists like tenor Rolando Villazon and pianist Leon Macaulay. But fame came with challenges. He was bullied for his weight and quiet demeanor, even on the big stage of Britain's Got Talent. These experiences, though painful, helped him grow stronger. As Antoine's fame continued to rise, so did the pressures around him. In 2013, after graduating high school, he received a music scholarship to Forest School in Chigwell. The transition wasn't easy, though. By October that year, the stress became overwhelming, and Jonathan faced a nervous breakdown, forcing him to step back from his studies for a while. At Forest School, Jonathan faced additional challenges, including a nickname, Sue Boy, which was a reference to Susan Boyle. Though the name may have been intended as a compliment, it only reminded Jonathan of his struggles and affected his mental health. Despite this, his teachers noticed his resilience and growth, especially Miss Brown, who continued to support him. Antoine's battles with depression began years earlier during his school days. Bullying over his weight affected his self-esteem, pushing him into depression and isolation. By 2010, his struggles grew so intense that he turned to self-harm as a way to cope. These were difficult years filled with inner battles that few knew about. In 2011, he transferred to a private school to focus on his A-levels, but the change brought new stress. A heavier academic load and a different social setting made things harder, deepening his struggles. During this time, he finally shared his feelings with his parents, opening up about his depression and even horrible thoughts. This honesty was a big step for him, and his family's support became crucial to his healing. With their help, Jonathan began psychiatric care at Lockford Hall, where he found a psychiatrist who understood him. His doctor prescribed medication and helped Antoine find ways to cope, marking the start of a long journey toward recovery. The support system, along with his music, gave him the strength to keep going one day at a time. Jonathan's partnership with Charlotte Giaconelli, his singing partner from school, was another source of strength. Together, they auditioned for Britain's Got Talent, surprising everyone with their duet of The Prayer, which earned them a spot in the finals. Their partnership was built on mutual respect and a shared love for music, which helped Jonathan through some of his toughest moments. It's remarkable how far Jonathan came, transforming from a shy teenager into a talented tenor. His journey was filled with obstacles, but he continued to push forward to support his family, friends, and most of all, his music. Jonathan's story is one of resilience, showing that even in the face of hardship, growth and healing are possible. Charlotte Giaconelli also took her own path in the arts, using her platform to promote body positivity and advocate for better treatment of artists. Her partnership with Jonathan wasn't just about music, it highlighted the importance of having supportive relationships, especially in an industry that can be harsh. As Jonathan's life and career continue to unfold, he navigates fame, personal growth, and mental health challenges. His story shows how essential it is to have a strong support system, and how powerful music can be in helping someone find their voice, both literally and figuratively. Jonathan's and Charlotte's paths have since diverged as they pursue solo careers, but their friendship remains a bond formed by shared experiences and mutual encouragement. Could Jonathan have reached the same success without Charlotte by his side? Share your thoughts.